With Wade Wilson's healing irrevocably damaged, it will be up to his daughter Ellie to take the lead. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Deadpool issue number 6 and find out together, shall we? Alrighty then, so picking up from where more or less the last issue left off, Deadpool and his extended family return to their base of operations to bask in, well, whatever the opposite of an afterglow is. Yes, they may have defeated the villain Death Grip, but it wasn't exactly a good victory. Poor Wade is maimed. And until they can find a way to jumpstart his healing factor once again, it looks like he's going to be the man in the chair, both literally and figuratively, for his new mercenary company moving forward. And just to really compound things, their base of operations is a dump. They need to recruit more members to their mercenary team, and they need, actual work so they can make actual money to make the other stuff possible. It's not all bad news, though. There is at least one silver lining to this very dark cloud, and that is Ellie can finally get her wish now to be part of her father's world and actually get to go out on missions. In fact, she kind of has to now until her father is back at 100%, in a wonderful bit of torch-passing Deadpool and Taskmaster. The proud super parents they are actually present Ellie with her first super costume. Obviously, it's modeled after her father Wade's suit, but also the jacket carries with it a little patch featuring Taskmaster's logo because, hey, Tony helped train her just as much as her dad did, and it's free advertising. And honestly, I think there's something very sweet and wholesome that Ellie's new suit features references to both of her mentors and father figures. Of course, there is still one catch though. Wade is as resolute as ever that his daughter not follow in his footsteps when it comes to being a murderer. Of course, Ellie naturally wonders if that's the case, why was she just gifted a suit with so many amazing kick-ass weapons on it? Well, it turns out those daggers are actually blunt and can only deliver a non-lethal electric shock, but hey, I guess everyone's gotta start somewhere, right? And start her life as a mercenary right away, Ellie does. In fact, Deadpool has already set up the next big mission. Apparently, there's a Russian arms dealer by the name of Angelov who's currently moving some big nasty weapons. Technically, Deadpool and his company haven't been paid to deal with this guy, but they figure if they mess him up and steal his fancy briefcase, which is handcuffed to him, then they'll make a big enough splash in the world of underground's arm trading to line up some jobs with Angelov's next competitors. Ellie, who still technically hasn't picked a super code name just yet, is incredibly happy to jump into this mission, but Taskmaster puts her on roof duty, saying that that is the rookie gig, and that the mercenary business, like any other business, is starting out doing the crap jobs, paying your dues, and eventually working your way up to the big time. Which is why Tony Masters gets to hang out in the van down below and give directions. At first, Ellie and Princess think they have this thing in the bag as one of Angelov's goons ends up wandering off alone. They swoop on in and make short work of the guy. But all picking off this one straggler does is end up alerting the rest of the base, and before you know it, the girls are getting absolutely swamped by the Russian goon squad. Also, even though Wade was sure to design his daughter's armor to make up for her own lack of super durability, the suit gets put to the test way sooner than anyone thought when poor Ellie gets shot with one of the Russian mobsters' sci-fi laser gun. Thankfully, Princess the symbiote wolf is there to tank a lot of the worst hits for her older sister, and indeed, Ellie and Princess make a pretty solid team. Also, despite having her back against the wall, Ellie is indeed good to her promise, and she doesn't kill any of the Russian gun runners. Oh sure, she maims a few of them, and Princess does end up eating the main guy. But mostly they're good to their word, and they proved that they can absolutely handle dangerous missions on their own. Hell, as a little bonus too, Ellie and Princess actually help themselves to Angelov's sci-fi gun, as well as his mysterious suitcase, figuring that this thing would probably end up fetching quite the price on the black market, meaning that Deadpool might actually be able to pay his bills this month. And yeah, with that, it looks like another happy ending. Even Deadpool himself has to say it looks like his life has finally gotten in order. He's back with his daughter, they're on good terms, he's making money. Surely nothing could stop him now from riding so high, right? Well, maybe except for the return of Death Grip. Yeah, his death didn't last very long, did it, but I suppose it makes sense when you consider that this guy was the leader of a cult that was absolutely obsessed with exploring the lines between life and death. Death Grip's also extra pissed off too after being made to look like a fool following his last run-in with Deadpool, and he's come here and now to finish what he started and end Deadpool's life once and for all. And I must say, it's a pretty tragic little scene wherein Wade thinks to himself in his internal monologue, if this is all somehow his fault, fault for wanting more, for reaching higher than he normally does. His last words are also of Ellie saying that he does not want to go, not right now. And so that was Deadpool issue number 6, everybody, and I gotta say this is a much more fitting and much more satisfactory conclusion to this first arc than the issue that preceded it. In fact, I honestly kinda love how Cody Ziegler used the last issue to lull us as the reader into a false sense of security, thinking, yeah, Ellie's gonna start, taking the lead as Deadpool, but Wade's gonna stick around, he's gonna be the man in the chair. We're just changing the status quo a little bit, only for Deathgrip to actually come back from his seeming demise and end Deadpool's life for real. Well, in honesty, it looks more like he stole his life force, which might be different than killing him outright. I guess this also means with her father Wade gone in a much more official capacity, that means that Ellie is free to actually take up the Deadpool name for herself. Obviously, with most deaths involving big comic book characters, I completely doubt that Deadpool will be gone forever. Everyone always comes back, the status quo is always returned to. And this does actually end up offering some very interesting new avenues for the Deadpool book, and especially Ellie as a character. She wanted so badly to be part of her father's world, and as soon as she gets it, he ends up kicking the can. How will this affect her relationship with Taskmaster and Princess? Will she actually stay true to her word and not actually kill anyone, or will she end up in a rage, following in her father's darker footsteps? Anyway, I don't know, but I can tell you I'm most definitely interested to see where this series goes from here. Overall, I would actually give this one a very positive 8 out of 10. Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.